Hi there. I want to talk a little bit about refilling the Colibri e-cigs. Colibri has, ePuffer has just come out with a new design for the Colibri. It's called the Nano Limited Edition. I'm very, very happy with it. And I want to talk a little bit about how to refill it, and not even just how to refill it, but what to refill it with. Because you can do it the right way, you can do it the wrong way, and also the juice that you use is quite important. So the Colibri cartomizer seems to like thicker juices. So first of all, you need to get the right juice. If you get, I don't think I would go with 100% VG, although it does work, and I've tried it. But I would recommend going with something that is 50-50 or so. So in general, a thicker juice than you would normally use. Because most of the juices you buy are like 70-30 PG/VG or 80-20, and they're actually quite thin, so they are easy to use. But at least with the Colibri, you want to go thicker. For some reason, the cartomizer just seems to create better vapor. So ePuffer sells their own juices, and you can see it's quite thick. Okay, compared to, for example, your normal decant. Another, and this works great, really good, especially if you like the flavor of the cartomizer and you just want to refill it. Another juice that I can recommend is you can play with Liqua. Liqua is also a fairly thick juice, available from Health Cabin, for example, and there are other retailers that carry it. It's fairly thick. I like the Cuban cigar flavor on in Liqua. So opening the thing, you cannot open it with just a screwdriver because of the construction of the white tip. So you do need to use this little picture hook method that I've described in a different video. So you screw it in and it pops out very, very easily. The trick is getting it started. Then there is not a lot of room around the air holes, so you have to be fairly careful. But it's not very hard at all. So what you do is the space between the air hole and the actual cartomizer tube, you fill it up. The way it works is you fill it up, it soaks in. You fill it up again, it soaks in again. I find that 3 times is about right. If you want to be adventurous, you can go with 4. I unfortunately accidentally dripped some into the air hole, but that's okay. I'll blow it out into a Kleenex and it'll be good. So give it a few minutes, let it soak in. You don't want to close the tip while you can still see the juice standing in the cartomizer, because that will push some juice into the air through the actual atomizer into the air hole. So you want to let it soak in naturally. And once that is done, you just close it back up. Make sure that you don't crush the air tube. There is a little white tube that is on the white tip that needs to go into the air tube. That's fairly easy, but you just need to know that you're trying to do that. And you close it up and you've got yourself a refilled working clearomizer at a fraction of the cost. On the other hand, I have to say that even if you don't refill them and you just buy pre-filled cartomizers from ePuffer, it's still relatively cheap compared to tobacco cigarettes, unless you are in the States and in a very cheap tobacco state. So in most cases, it's still a humongous savings. I just like to save more. So have a great time. Happy vaping, and happy vaping.